Our candidate for President of the United States, Mitt Romney.
On the campaign trail, Mitt Romney keeps his focus simple: fix the economy. Others are fixated on something else: his faith. He would be the first Mormon president, a topic deemed worthy of cover stories by Time and Newsweek. It's a faith not many understand. Some call it a cult, a subject I brought up with him when he was still governor of Massachusetts.
Some folks have said, Mormons are part of a cult. Does that bother you?
Well, there's very little that bothers me. And that's in part because when people make references that I disagree with, I generally conclude that they just don't have all the facts. And if they had all the facts, they'd feel differently.
And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed.
At this Mormon sacrament service near Salt Lake City, we met the Smoot family and all of their children. They're tired of being viewed differently by others, but know that it comes with the territory.
Polygamy is the first thing that's always thrown out, which is, it's been 122 years. For me, that's 2.5 lifetimes ago.
So would Romney's faith pose a problem? 18% of Americans say they would not vote for a well-qualified presidential candidate who happened to be a Mormon. But another poll shows that a majority of voters who are aware of his faith say it doesn't present a problem at all. Whatever the case, the scrutiny is on the way.
If Mitt Romney became president of the United States, what would it mean to faith? What would it mean to the Mormon faith?
It's huge. Obviously, it's going to put us out there. We're going to get controversy on both sides, and people are going to want to know his story. They're going to want to know a little bit more about who we are.
The bright lights are usually reserved for New York City, not Salt Lake City. But that is all going to change because Mitt Romney could be the first Mormon president. And the Mormon church out here in Salt Lake City, well, they're ready for the questions. LDS Church elder Richard Hinckley gave us a tour inside some of the buildings around Temple Square, their main headquarters.
We've been under the limelight since our beginnings, David, and this is just perhaps a little more intense in today's internet age and media age, but sure, we love to tell our story. We have a great story to tell, and we love every opportunity we can get to tell it.
And they'll get the chance as critics appear ready for vigorous exploration. There are generally two areas of concern. First, secrecy. Only certain Mormons under specific circumstances are allowed into the temples for ritual ceremonies.
I think it's the sacred nature of what goes on in the temples, the sacred covenants we make, and so forth. We don't invite the world, for example, to witness a wedding ceremony.
The other issue is doctrine, especially among Christians who believe the Bible is the inerrant word of God. Mormons add the Book of Mormon as more revelation from God. They also don't believe in the traditional definition of heaven and hell.
Those two designations, heaven and hell, aren't large enough for us, to be honest with you, David.
Mormons also don't believe in the Trinity, how God is three beings, all in one.
The Trinity.
The Trinity. Okay. Yes, we don't accept that.
Yet Mormons call themselves Christians, which raises eyebrows, especially within evangelical circles. Sean McCraney is a former Mormon.
Great organization, but I didn't know the Lord.
He now hosts a show called Heart of the Matter, where he witnesses to Mormons right here in Salt Lake City.
With Mormonism, yes, they believe in Jesus and everything, but you have to do it. He gives you the opportunity, but it's up to you to perform, and I couldn't perform.
But any controversy over a Mormon president may not center on theology as much as whether Romney would put loyalty to the Mormon church ahead of anything else. Former Mormon and author Michael Moody has written the book Mitt, Set Our People Free.
When I was a little boy, the Mormon prophet was a more important man than the President of the United States. Mitt Romney has knelt in the Mormon temples. He's taken an oath of consecration. He's taken an oath of sacrifice. He has said that he will sacrifice everything that he is and give all of his talents and everything that he has and is to the Mormon church.
More than 50 years ago, John F. Kennedy faced a similar problem as a Catholic. He gave a speech emphasizing that his loyalty to America would come first. Mitt Romney did that same thing back in 2008.
No authorities of my church, or of any other church for that matter, will ever exert influence on presidential decisions.
Romney set a precedent as governor of Massachusetts. He allowed alcohol sales on Sunday, even though the Mormon church forbids alcohol. It's a point he made to a skeptical radio show host in a moment caught on camera during the 2008 campaign.
My church says I can't drink alcohol. right? That's what my church says. Mitch, you can't drink alcohol. Okay, should I say that as governor of Massachusetts, we're stopping alcohol sales? If you're not going to separate your religion, you better make everybody not drink alcohol. No, my religion is for me and how I live my life.
The church concurs.
How important would it be for the Mormon Church to have the first Mormon president?
It would be interesting, David, but this church will go on with or without the first Mormon president or never having a Mormon president. It will go on. This church, in our belief, and I believe this so very, very strongly, is destined to move forward and fill the entire earth with or without the Mitt Romneys.
Romney makes little mention of his faith on the campaign trail. Still, some voters bring it up, making for uncomfortable moments.
The Book of the Mormons and the Bible. If you had a question and you had to make a decision, where would the Bible be in that process?
I don't know that there's any conflict at all between the values of great faiths.
For the Mormon Church, they've been proactive in attempting to let folks know they are regular people, like their I'm a Mormon campaign.
I'm a father, a husband, and a musician. My name is Alex Boye, and I am a Mormon.
And when many people picture a Mormon, they see successful, clean-cut, upstanding citizens who are also generous. Why is that exactly? Look no further than Welfare Square in Salt Lake City, where the church gives out homegrown products to those in need. This is paid for on the first Sunday of every month, when each Mormon family donates the amount it would cost them to eat 2 meals. It's the principle of self-sacrifice.
It's sacrifice, where individuals give up something, recognizing that they're helping their fellow, in this case, members of the church.
This gospel is not a Sunday-only gospel. It's an everyday gospel for us. And if it doesn't infuse one's life, what good is it?
That culture revolves around the church. It's the center of the Mormons' world, and it's where young children are taught early on to be leaders in the church. That principle may indeed lead to success later in life.
There's few places that you can go where a young 12-year-old boy can be a president of a quorum. And he can stand up, and he stands up and conducts the meeting, and he learns how to use an agenda and how to plan an activity. And they're kind of taught all the way through.
The Mormon way has been a successful way for many within the faith. Mitt Romney could be their biggest success story yet.
What a wonderful training ground for potential more converts to the faith.
Well, it might work that way. It might work against us. If he became president and failed and became very unpopular, it could work against us. So, again, we don't put any stock in that. And now we're in the future.
If Mitt Romney gets in the White House, it's going to be a sign to all the Mormon people that they're on the right path, that this is the truth, and it's going to help perpetuate their missionary program. It's going to put the Mormon Church in a more powerful position.
Mitt Romney hopes Americans put him in the most powerful position in the world, whether he's a Mormon or not. David Brody, CBN News, in Salt Lake City, Utah.